Today I will be presenting my persuasive speech on caffeine consumption in kids and teenagers. Imagine walking into school early in the morning and seeing your classmates drinking an energy drink. Today I want to convince that there should be an age restriction for buying high caffeine drinks such as energy drinks or large coffees. I've spent a lot of time researching articles and studies about the dangers of high caffeine consumption in kids and teenagers. Many of our friends, siblings, and cousins consume these drinks without even knowing the effects. First, I will explain how caffeine affects growth. Next, I will talk about how caffeine is available to many children across the world. Finally, I will talk about age restriction and warning labels. Consuming too much caffeine can affect your health, such as having trouble sleeping, anxiety, heart rate problems, and can hinder development because their bodies are still growing. In an article written by Li Sheng named Associations of Caffeine and Caffeine Metabolites with Sex Hormones Among 6 to 19-year-old Children and Adolescents, written on July 1st of 2025, he states, compared to adults, children and adolescents are more sensitive to the side effects of caffeine due to their immature physical development. In the same article by Shangping, a study was conducted that found that caffeine alters sex hormones levels in youth. In an article written by Han Zhang on October 10th of 2020, named Caffeine Intake and Cognitive Functions in Children, he talks about how caffeine intake is linked with poor sleep qualities and duration, which ends up affecting growth. Yet, even with these effects and risks, caffeine is very easy to purchase. Companies are using advertising to direct it to these kids. In an article written by Carol Knight named Beverage Caffeine Intakes in Young Children in Canada and the US, he states, US children mean caffeine intake from all beverages was twice that of Canadian children. Almost 50% more than American children were at 90th percentile for intake. According to Rita Suze in an article written on November 23rd of 2021, named Effects of Caffeine and Caffeinated Beverages in Children, Adolescents, and Young Adults, she states, children consume significantly more caffeine than Canadian children. The solution to this is simple. It's already in use for other substances, such as tobacco and alcohol. In an article written by Rita Suze named Effects of Caffeine and Caffeinated Beverages in Children, consuming a single unit of 70% of children and 40% of the teenagers who consumed caffeine were estimated to have exceeded the adverse effect level of 3 milligrams body weight per day. Beyond their regular dietary exposure, proving warning labels on drinks are restrictions can prevent health issues. Some argue that caffeine isn't as dangerous as alcohol or tobacco and no restrictions are needed. But just because some believe that doesn't mean it's true. In an article written by Carol Knight named Beverage Caffeine Intakes in Young Children in Canada and the US, he states, HC suggested that children should limit their caffeine intake to 2.5 milligrams a day. In conclusion, caffeine can be harmful to youth and easy to get, and a age restriction could prevent health issues to protect the youth and future people. Thank you.